So why hasn't Obama endorsed Harris yet? Number one, out of loyalty. I mean, that was his VP for 8 years, and Joe Biden was able to give Barack a little credence going forward because he had no experience, and Joe Biden was needed because he spent 30 years in the Senate, and he needed that relationship because Barack Obama had only spent a couple of years there. So it's mostly out of loyalty. But there's more. Barack Obama is a smart man, like a lot of politicians out there. Not all politicians, but I mean, some of them are pretty decent. And he's playing by a different set of rules that most people may not know that they're playing by. Barack Obama is playing by the 48 laws of power. And law number 20 says, do not commit to anyone. It is the fool who always rushes to take sides. Do not commit to any side or cause but yourself. By maintaining your independence, you become the master of others, playing people against one another, making them pursue you. He's also using law number 35, master the art of timing. So, you know, I'm not going to get into the weeds of all that. Just pause to read. But he's going to endorse, but he may not do it until, I'll be surprised if you do it now, but he may not do it until the convention. Also, there are reversals to every law. So just because he's playing by those laws and a couple of others, he got to go read the reversals. And I'm sure he has, because if he don't use perfect timing, like law number 35 says, it could really blow back at him, which is what's going on right now, where a lot of people are saying, hey, what's going on with Obama? Why hasn't he or Michelle said anything? So it's tricky when it comes to politics. And also, I want to say this. This is no shade to Obama. This is no shade to Michelle. I love them both. I respect what they are. I respect what they do. But I remember what Michael Eric Dyson said about Barack Obama a few years ago.
Mr. Obama is like Jackie Robinson. He's walking a tightrope. People who support him know that he's dealing with difficult offenses on the one hand, and people who oppose him will never accept him until he continues to prove that he is worthy of that office.
Now, why would Dr. Dyson call Barack Obama Jackie Robinson? I'll tell you why. Now, we've all heard the trope that presidents are selected before they're elected. We've all heard that. So the powers that be were walking around, looking around, saying, we need a guy that can withstand. First of all, he has to have an unblemished record. And we have to find a guy that can withstand all the hate and vitriol that the American people is going to throw at him and still do a decent job, just like Jackie Robinson.
I want a player who's got the guts not to fight back. Follow a blow with a blow, and they'll say the Negro lost his temper, that the Negro does not belong.
Do you remember why they called him No Drama Obama?
Your enemy will be out in force, and you cannot meet him on his own low ground.
That's one of the reasons why the Obamas had the if they go low, we go high. Because if Obama had ever went low with them, all they would have said was, see, I told you that N-word can't do what we thought he could do. And this is just my conspiracy theory, but it's all in trying to get America to accept that a black person or a person of color or a woman or anybody can actually be president and do a decent job. But Obama had to go in there and actually do a decent job. And he did.
We win if the world is convinced of two things: that you are a fine gentleman and a great baseball player.
Or president. You get what I'm saying. And just like Jackie Robinson, Barack Obama had to go through a lot. He had to deal with trying to get impeached for wearing a damn tan suit. They wanted to get this man out of office. Do you know that the Secret Service, back when they were good, were actually fielding hundreds, if not thousands, of attempts on that man's life in those 8 years? I don't think the Secret Service ever worked as hard as they did in those 8 years under Obama. And I know I put two stories in one, and I can go on and on about that, but I'm going to go ahead and try to end this thing. I kind of understand why Obama is waiting. If he's playing by the 48 laws of power or the art of war or whatever, I think when it comes to the 48 laws of power, he's losing, and the reversal is about to happen. So the voices are growing to where, hey, I think Kamala has wrapped up the delegate count for the convention. All she needs to do is choose her VP. So I think right now Obama needs to stop playing around and just come out and say, hey, I'm going to support her. Or at the same time, he can play it up to try to maintain power and wait till the convention and try to make it about him. That'll be some arrogant 48 laws of power, art of war stuff. It's too much. So again, I don't know what he's going to do, but I think this is what he is doing. When it comes to Jackie Robinson and Barack Obama, in all of how good he was, he was indeed Jackie Robinson, as there were a lot of great players in the Negro leagues like Satchel Paige that were better ball players than Jackie Robinson. They just needed someone with the temperament of a Jackie Robinson. I think Satchel Paige would have knocked somebody out. That's what I'm saying. One day soon, there's going to be a person of color that's going to be Hank Aaron and knock out Babe Ruth's record. I'm not saying Kamala Harris is Hank Aaron, but we're building toward it. And at the same time, Kamala Harris is knocking down two barriers by being a person of color and a woman. So now America can agree that, hey, we can have a female run this country and do a decent job. But in order to get there, we got to put a woman in there and see if she can do a decent job. What do you think?